Hello everyone, Evasion here, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we got some Druid Hunter games, and it's been a long time since I uploaded anything from Dreamstate. I was actually just going through my clips looking for retail Convoke one-shots, and thought I would upload these couple games I remember I had. Basically, I'm just in Merciless gear, I'm playing double set, I'm playing as Dreamstate, and I have around 350 resilience. I'm gemming mostly Healing Spirit and Healing Int gems. And I have a couple offset pieces with Spirit on them. I have Windhawk Bracer still. I'm going to replace these in Season 3 with Resilience. And I have the Merciless Gladiator weapon. This game's around 2100 to 2150. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed these games. Talk to me in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more stuff like this, please do give it a like. It helps out a lot. If we get this video to 100 likes, that would be insane. And I think we're probably the only team left on Faerlina Alliance because everyone has transferred off. But I don't play it enough to warrant transferring at the moment, so yeah, please enjoy. For some reason in these clips, my audio is very scuffed, so we're just going to be going through and adding a little bit of commentary. This game is against a Priest Rogue, and in general, if we just stop their opener, we don't get overwhelmed, and we survive. The Priest will run out of mana very quickly, especially if they're undead and they're not playing Dwarf for the... they can take off an extra Viper Sting, get an extra reset. They usually last for an extra go. I'm just doing my best to keep myself far away. I put a life plume on myself in case the rogue decided to dive me. Sometimes they'll do that. Usually in order to get on us though, the priest needs to start mounted. The priest at the moment is running away to drink. And I'm just trying to keep him in combat. I don't actually get an LOS of him, but I force him to get up and move, which does stop him from drinking a little bit, giving time for my hunter to get across the map and get to him, and then I'm just going to root the rogue. Even though they can dispel it, it's still good to try to root the rogue. Just because that can keep, it forces the priest to come off the pillar potentially and give your hunter better opportunities to get Viper Stings. I never really want to stay too close to this team. I always want to be able to react and use Travel Form to get away from the priest if they decide to rush me. The games are very quick. You can already see he's got Shadow Fiend out, and they pretty much needed to go with this. It's kind of a mistake on their part. The priest can't get out of combat because of the fiends. They can't mount up, which means they can't get on me for their fear. And right there I went close to the eye, asking my hunter if I needed to get the eye or not, except he said I was good, so I never grabbed it because then I'd be taking more damage. I'd be at a risk for a swap, and at this point we pretty much have to keep the pet alive. The only way that they can reset is if the pet dies, and then they are able to then they can drink, they can control us better. My hunter fortunately does have improved men pet, so we are able to get a lot of pet reses, which helps a lot against warrior comps because they can absolutely murder pets. I'm blinded here, and because I had 2 blooms and a rejuve, I decided not to trinket. I asked my hunter to flare me, but when he shoots this concussive shot, he RNGs the stun, so there's no way that guy could sap off of it anyway. And at this point, the priest is still kind of just bound to the pillar. We're just going to poke the priest when we can. I usually try to avoid dotting both because it will allow Prayer of Mending to put a lot of work in for the priest. They'll get a lot of healing that way. The damage from Entangling the Roots you can't really do much about. But right here, once again, I'm just staying far. The priest is trying to run for a drink, and I dispel my hunter of poisons. It's very important to try and keep Abolish Poison up on your hunter as much as possible. And I go for a little half root here. Normally I don't reset DRs like this, but it was kind of, I really wanted the hunter to get to the priest, because if the priest drinks, the game takes longer. And as you'll see here, I should have just stayed bear form the whole time. The amount of damage that rogues can do to me when I'm out of form is absolutely crazy. But we get a good scatter shot there, and we get some distance. At this point, we're pretty safe. The priest is pretty out of mana, and we're able to we can play aggressive here. I still have Innervate. But I need to get that off. I can't just use it all worried free, otherwise the priest will be able to dispel it. And if he dispels it, then a close game can show up out of nowhere. A game that we won. Pretty much I just get a tick here and I try to save the pet. Hunter's able to get down a nice frost trap and finish off the priest here. And he can't get out of there, so that's going to be the game. I just have to keep the pet alive, and their potential condition to stay in the game is never going to be there as long as that pet stays alive. Alright, we're into game 2 here, and this game is against Druid Warrior. Usually, these games take a very long time, but I have a quick one, which isn't really fully representative of how long or how we usually have to play through these games to win them. But we were able to get some decent damage off, I believe, after we kind of burnt through some of this guy's mana. Start off with, we'll go for a lot of freezing traps onto the Warrior, but a lot of good Druids will try to eat them. So if that's what's going to happen, basically what will happen when my Hunter scatters the Warriors, I will try to clone off of, clone or root off of scatter, and he'll just drop a frost trap instead. And then it's kind of funny because both of them are just standing potentially in the middle of nowhere or on a pillar, and they're just stuck in a frost trap. And frost trap is really powerful against Druids because it's really hard to shift through, and it definitely is a very good ability to keep them slowed and controlled. I make the mistake probably of letting this pet die, I'm gonna guess, because I should have travel farmed here up the ramp. But it's very hard to keep them alive. I have to have full hots on them and then control the Warrior, or the Warrior will be able to kill it most of the time when they have really good gear. And right here we just get some more control on the Warrior. We're trying to chase down the Druid, trying to get him to play through his mana. What'll happen a lot of the time with Resto Druids is, since Resto Druids can use Feral Charge to interrupt, Bear Form actually costs a lot of mana, and me not having Feral Charge as Dreamstate, I have a little bit higher base regen than them, as well as more offense from Looter Guidance, so I just have more spell power, so my dots hit way harder, cast time spells hit way harder, and they do not really have that advantage. So sometimes just by playing the same way and just trying to control people, baiting out kicks from the Druid, you can get them to waste a lot of mana simply by going into Bear Form. And if you're not even, sometimes you just get people to recast Bear Form over and over again, and they'll play through their mana really fast. It's actually impressive how fast a Resto Druid can use their entire mana pool if they're not paying attention. And as long as you identify those situations and you're able to just survive, you will pretty much win the game for free. It's kind of a thing I never had to learn, because I can play through my mana the same way too. I could shift Bear for a bash all the time, you know, I could go cat form for re-stealth pounces and stuff, or that's probably why I don't shift travel all the time, because even though it's good for movement, and it doesn't cost that much mana, I just want to play as mana efficiently as possible, because we're just playing for the win condition, which is vipering people down, which is obviously not the most exciting way to play. But it is definitely a way to play, and it definitely works for us. So basically, at this point, we got the Druid pretty we got some control on the Warrior. He goes for a little reflect, but I'm able to simply recast, and we are chasing down the Druid. I jump, and the Hunter's already down here as well. I get a re-stealth pounce. First one probably in like 100 games that I even go for, and we get a nice little combo of damage on him there. He's gonna go down. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give the video a like, helps out a lot. And if you want to see more Burning Crusade stuff, we'll upload some more for you in the future. So like, comment, subscribe for more, and see you in the next one.